Okay, everyone, it is October 1st, and this is the Hearts of Gold team call. We have so many exciting announcements tonight, so many awesome shout outs tonight. I cannot wait. I have been waiting all day. You have no idea. Usually I post these shout outs. Oh. Okay, hold on. I might need to, okay, good. Somebody muted themselves. Perfect. I have been waiting all day. Usually as you know, I like shout from the rooftops. I post it in the family room. I post it everywhere. And I had to really restrain myself today because I wanted you all to come. And guess what? You're all here. So it's great. Okay. So you can see my screen. Tonight, shortly, we are going to get to the disc training with Elena Phillips from our team. She's awesome. She's done a great slideshow, and I want to get to it. So before we do that, though, we have these great shout-outs, and we're going to go just through each team and talk just for a couple minutes. So Heart and Spa is Jessica Ryder's team. She is a director, and she could not make the call tonight, but she told me what to say. So here's what she said. Team Heart and Spa did great this month with $4,763 in team volume. Great job, Kelly Lunstra, who just joined this month and did over $500 in PV. Crystal Ryder had her first spa party and closed it with an amazing $774 in sales. And Sue D'Amico joined the $1,000 club with just over $1,000. Awesome job, Heart and Spa. Woohoo! That was quick, right? Okay, let's Stars and Stripes. Christina Tipton, are you there?
I am.
Go for it.
Okay. So, first, just big shout out to my entire team in general. We had our second highest month in sales this month. We did a little over $8,100 in sales. That's just crazy to me. I mean, that's just, I love, nuts. I'm just so woo to everybody on the team. Paula Scalzo, she had a great month. She did over $1,500 in sales, which is a personal high for her. So I'm really super excited for Paula. And she also is in her first month in qualifying for team leader. So that's super exciting too. So congratulations, Paula. That's awesome. And she also earned 5% back because she hit the 1,500. So, and Ashley Compton did great this month. She had over $1,000 in sales. She is part of Shimmering Stars, which is Michelle List's team. They all did great this month. So shout out to Ashley Compton. She's starting off huge. And then Susan Richmond, this is her 1 year anniversary with Lemongrass. 1 year ago today. So happy anniversary. And she also had over $1,500 in sales this month. So congratulations to you, Susan. Super exciting. She's also one of my team leaders. And just a shout out to Michelle List. She's super great at encouraging her team. Her team is doing phenomenal, and Michelle is a great leader. So shout out to all of you.
Awesome. Thank you, Christina. Okay, let's see my screen. Spa Sisters of Synergy.
Woohoo! We did over $9,000 in sales. You get the smile off my face saying that. And I have to give a huge shout out to Cassie, who was new last month, who was over $3,000 in sales, and Donna O'Sullivan. Cassie is on her team, and Donna did over $2,300. Woohoo, Donna got to team lead, and Donna's sister Lee, who was also on the team. Those three ladies did $6,000 of our team sales.
Crazy.
Huge shout out. I'm getting ready to do my watch me whip, watch me nay nay dance.
Well,
I can't wait for that.
I love it. I love it.
I can wait for it.
This month, October.
You've never seen me dance before.
Okay, let's see. Who is next? Believe in your dreams. Michelle Homan, are you there? We can't hear you. I think she's trying to.
Can you hear me?
Yes, there's some background, like echoing stuff happening, but go for it.
Okay, I'm getting.
Maybe if the other, let me see. Let me try to real quick. Try to mute everybody else, and then maybe that'll help. Oh, Michelle, are you on the computer and your phone at the same time? Oh, Michelle, are you there? You know what? Let's do. I'm gonna, Michelle, if you can just get on your phone and share, and we'll mute your computer line. That should fix that. And in the meantime, I'm gonna have Ashley share. And okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Here's Ashley. Okay.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. I'm super excited this month. I think this is actually our biggest month so far. We did over 26,000, 26,201 and 43 cents to be exact, and gained 10 new team members. So I'm super excited for this team and where we're going. Marianne already gave out some shout outs. I was going to just, for Cassie, for being, new a month and doing 3,000, actually over 3,000 in sales is just incredible.
Yeah.
She has blown me away. This whole team has blown me away. Michelle Homan, who is an incredible motivator and just so inspiring to her team. She works from morning to night, gave up her day job and is just really pushing, and she just inspires me to be a better leader. Marianne, who did over 9,000 in organizational volume as a team, incredible. I mean, these ladies have not been with us very long, and to me, it's just, I'm super excited to see where this month goes and the following month. So I'm super excited for everybody. Sarah Duffy, who is pretty new to us as well, she welcomed her first team member and became a senior sales consultant. So I'm so excited for Sarah working her business. And Jessica Holmes, and Sarah also was a first-time member of the 1,000-month club, so I'm super excited for her. And Jessica Holmes, who again did over $1,000 this month, and I'm not sure if she's met her first month in qualification of team leader or her second month. I have to double check that, but either way, she's well on to even becoming a director. She does great every single month. And we had quite a bit of people in the 1,000-month club, but I'm just super excited to see where this month goes. I'm hoping for 30,000 in organizational volume and 10 more team members. So way to go, ladies.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Am I muted or no? You guys can hear me? Awesome.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Woohoo. Okay, cool. Michelle, are you back? Michelle, come in. Michelle, are you back? That is the echoey line. Okay. I don't know Michelle's number offhand to see which one she is. Ashley, you don't know Michelle's phone number by chance, do you? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do Hearts of Gold shout outs because I can't wait. Okay. Here we go, ladies. This is a lot, but I'm going to go through it real quick, as quick as I can. So we had, I'm gonna save the biggest number for last, but we had 12 promotions, on the entire Hearts of Gold team this month. Some were already announced, but I'm going to just share my team real quick. Courtney Copey and Allie Nicholson promoted to senior sales consultant. Carrie Held, Heather Emerson, Oakley Wojciak, Lori Stein, they all hit Team Leader Month 1. And Sarah Bugard, not only did she hit Team Leader Month 1, but she also hit Month 1 of Director in Qualification. Amazing. Awesome. She worked so hard to get there, and everybody worked so hard this month. But my gosh, there was just amazing things happening at the last minute. We had 26 team members in the $1,000 club this month. We had 4 team members with over $2,000 in personal volume, and one that has already been mentioned a few times, but Cassie had over $3,000 in sales this month. Just amazing. Can't even describe. Like, I think our highest number for people over the $1,000 mark was like 22. And it was just awesome. Just incredible. I'd read all the names, but it'd take me a long time, and we want to get to the next thing. So, okay, the winner of the drawing for the $500 to $999 visor was Kristen Eldridge. The winner for the $1,000 to $1,499 volume is Angie Lillis, and she won the polka dot bag. And then everyone on my team that got $1,500 to $1,999 in sales, Patty Helene, Kate Coons, Oakley Wojciak, and Jennifer Webb, all got the booster pack of stickers. And then $2,000 and up, Rita, Lori, and Elizabeth are all getting Tink Camp or their mini convention for free. Okay, so we hit both of our team goals. Are you ready for this? We had $88,000, $88,000, or $88,072 in organizational volume. $88,000. That is $10,000 higher than our highest month ever. That is insane. Like, I was like pushing you guys, like, let's do 80. Let's do 80. Then we hit 80, and then I went to bed and we were like 83. I woke up and we were 88. I'm like, oh my gosh, insane. We killed it. We killed it. Oh my gosh, amazing. I can't wait to announce that to everybody. Oh, amazing. And we had 26 new recruits on our entire team as well this month. So we broke we surpassed both goals that I set for us. And because of that, we have 2 winners for the team goal, and that is Jessica Ryder and Rachel Hare. Calendar Girls winners are Victoria Ordash and Amy Judge. Woohoo! The top rookie, this is a new one I'm doing, by the way. Top rookie of the month in the entire organization is Patty Mazzullo with $1,320 in sales. Woohoo! Patty's doing the happy dance. Good job. And she just started September 1st. Amazing. Top in sales is Cassie Rocco with her $3,000. Top recruiter is Christina Tipton with 3 new recruits this month. And here are my special, super, super duper special awards that I'm starting to do every month. Okay, so the first one is Team Cheerleader. This is the person that is always the first to comment when somebody's like given a shout out or whatever. to say great job, woohoo, or like post a little dancing person. And that is Ashley Sanford. Awesome job. Thank you for being an amazing team cheerleader and always cheering everybody on. No matter whose team they're on, everybody does a really good job at that. But Ashley's usually first to respond, or first person to comment. The First Responder Award. This one is the person that is always first to comment on any post in our team page, and that goes to Danny Hines. I don't know if she's on the call tonight. So thank you, Danny, for always commenting and answering questions. And then the Heart of Gold Award is one that I'm going to do every month. This is the last one I'm going to do today. The Heart of Gold Award is going to go to one consultant every month who shows a giving spirit or compassion towards others. And that person this month is Kelly King. She is actually going to be going on a missions trip to Guatemala this month, and she's going to do a spa day for women there who work to take care of children in an orphanage. And Heidi is actually donating products for that as well. So awesome job, Kelly. We can't wait to hear about your trip, and I am so glad that you are sharing the love of lemongrass with others and pampering those who really need it. So awesome. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to exit out of this real quick if I can. Okay. That concludes the shout out section. So, like I said, Elena Phillips is here, and she is, Elena, I just gave you remote control here too. You should see something pop up on your screen, I think. Elena Phillips is here. She actually is in sales for a living, and she is going to train us on the DISC, tell us what it's all about and how that will help us in our business. So get ready to take a lot of notes. She's going to share a lot with us, and I'm going to let her go for it because I don't want to waste any more time. So if anybody needs to mute themselves, you can go ahead and do that now. Unless you're Elena. So there you go, Elena. It's all you.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can. You sound great.
Awesome. Because I also have you guys on my phone in case my internet connection drops. And then, Tara, I'll just have you go through and I'll talk on the phone.
Okay, cool.
Just in case. So, DISC. Oh, is it working? There we go. So what is DISC and why is this important to me? I'm sure you guys are all wondering, why did I take this test? Why is this going to help my business? What does this have to do with anything that I'm doing? So today what we're going to learn is we're going to understand how the behaviors you consistently choose when you communicate actually affect others. So your DISC doesn't necessarily judge your personality because that's part of our DNA, right? That's not something that you can easily change. But the DISC assessment, what that does is it really looks at the behaviors that you consistently choose when you communicate. So that's really important that we remember that we choose our behaviors when we communicate. Whether we think we do or not, we actually do choose those behaviors. And they can be changed. So this will allow us to understand how your behavior tendencies affect others. It'll help you understand, respect, appreciate, and value individual differences in other people. It'll help you develop strategies for working together to increase productivity, whether that's with your team or just productive communication in general. And enhance your effectiveness in communication by improving your relationship with others. So throughout your day, you're actually acting out a lot of assumptions that a lot of times just aren't right. So the good news is that we can make better choices by challenging our assumptions and challenging our behaviors. So just think about what you might think about someone who brings their lunch every day and eats by themselves. A lot of people would say, well, they're probably just cheap, or they're all business. They don't want to take any time, or maybe they just don't like anybody. They don't want to hang out with them. But then shift your mindset. So what if you're the one eating alone every day? Well, maybe you just need some quiet time. Maybe you're busy and need to get back to work. Or maybe you have special dietary needs and you just have to bring your lunch every day. So if you think about those things of what we thought about them, we might think that they're cheap or all business, or they don't want to spend time with people. But if we put ourselves in their shoes, we actually realize that there's probably different reasons. So these are things that we can change in ourselves to adapt to other people. So the dimensions of behavior. So you guys all took your test and it told you if you were a D, an I, an S, or a C. So a D is for dominance. That means that you personally, in your communication style, value results and control. I is for influence, which means that you value involvement and approval from others. S is steadiness, so you like trust and cooperation. Now, not to confuse you guys, the test you took called C something else. Ooh, how do I go back? But it's actually conscientiousness, which means you like process and quality, which they called compliance, I think. But it's the same idea. Thank you, Tara.
Yep.
And I can actually, we should probably send these slides out to everybody, because if you try to take all these notes, you're going to go crazy and miss everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, perfect. So now let's look at the first one, which is D, which is dominance. So everybody has strengths and weaknesses. So the first thing we're going to look at is, what are people who have a high D, what are they good at? Well, they often take leadership roles. They make quick decisions. They're direct and let you know where they stand or where you stand. Very to the point. They like to solve problems. And they accept challenges. So other people might see that as a little intimidating. They also think that you can be a little insensitive. You also could be impatient. So ways you can improve this style is you can be a little bit more patient, understanding that you lack patience. Tone down on your directness and ask more questions instead of just telling. And spend more time with the people that you direct. So if you're a leader and you're a high D, you may not want to spend a lot of time with people because you're just on the go 24/7 and you're just direct to the point, let's get it, let's go. So spending more time with people will actually improve your relationship and your communication. And I'm a high D, so I totally get this. I is for influence. So they're really good at having like an open door policy. You can ask them anything. They'll tell you anything. They're very open. They also like to spend time with people. They also inspire people with their enthusiasm. So these are like the cheerleaders of the group. And they like to give a lot of positive feedback. So I'm guessing that Ashley is probably an I. Didn't see her post, but that's my assumption. So other people may see you as maybe not as detailed. That you can be superficial. And you can lack follow through. So ways to improve if you're a high I is you can be more specific. You can listen better to people's needs and become more organized.
I am a high I as well.
What was that?
I said I am a high I as well, and I was told today that I need to get someone to take notes for me during team meetings so that way I don't forget anything, because I always say, like, I'll do that for you. I'll get this for you. I'll do that, and then I don't follow through.
Yes, so note-taking is huge for eyes.
Yes.
Super huge. Post-it notes, best friends. So people who are an S, they're really great listeners. They empathize and are very sensitive to other people's needs. And they express sincere appreciation. And so they also work with people that are self-directed. That's mostly because they empathize and are so sensitive to other people's needs that sometimes they're not as willing to direct other people because they feel bad about it almost. So other people's may see you as being indecisive or being indirect, and also hesitant to implement needed change. So ways that you can improve if this is your highest profile is to become more assertive and direct. Realizing that you have a problem with change, realize that it's necessary, and develop ways of coping. And not carrying the burden of everyone else's problems. Conscientiousness. Oh, I don't know what happened to my animation here on this one. So you guys have all the answers already. So their strengths, they're really fair. They like to follow standards. So these are your by-the-book people, very detail-oriented. They value accuracy, and they're very good at keeping your confidences. So other people may see you as inflexible or an extreme perfectionist. These people can also tend to hamper other people's creativity because they don't want to steer too far away from the rules, or it doesn't say we can do this, so let's not. Very by the book. So ways to improve is you can accept other people's differences, and you can actually encourage other people's creativity and allow them to do things that maybe are in a gray area, not morally gray, obviously, but you know, if the rules aren't black and white, you can live in gray, it's okay. C people have a very hard time living in the gray. So this is a nice little model that shows how oh my gosh, I can't talk, you guys. How they all connect to each other. So if you look at the model, the way this works is the D and the I, they're both fast pace. So these people are the go, go, go people. The C's and the S's, they're more at a moderate or thoughtful pace. So it's not necessarily that they're not as quick to do things, but they want to take some thought about it and actually take some time. D's and I's are much more impulsive and much more on the go all the time. D's and C's, if you look over to the left, they're more questioning and logical, as opposed to I's and S's, which are accepting and encouraging. So the ways to think about those, because those seem kind of weird, like how does that relate? So D's and C's, they think about the task first. It's not to say that they're not people-oriented, but they don't think about people first. They go to the task first, and then they worry about people. Whereas I's and S's, they think about the people first, not the task. They want to know how this is going to affect everyone, not what do we need to do. As opposed to the D's and the C's say, okay, how do I need to do this? Not how's my team going to react. So there's the thought difference between the D's and C's and the I's and S's. Okay, so I'm sure as we've been going along, you're starting to think of people that really fit these profiles really well. If they have a very dominant trait, they'll just pop into your head. So when you know that you're communicating with a high D, they're going to want, come on. They want others to be really direct, straightforward, and open to their need for results. So you can try to make communication brief and to the point. They're not going to want this huge elaborate story. They just want to know what needs to get done and how to do it. Respect their need for autonomy and be clear about rules and expectations. And let them initiate the conversation and show that you're competent and stick to the topic. So they're not going to want you to jump around and talk about 8 million things. And also eliminate time wasters. Same idea. So be prepared for a very blunt and demanding approach from them. They could seem like they have a lack of empathy and a lack of sensitivity. And they're not going to want a ton of social interaction because they're going to be so busy doing all of the things that they want to do task-wise that they're not going to be worrying about the people with the social interaction. relating to an I. So I's really want others to just be friendly and recognize the contributions that they make. So when you're communicating with an I, try to approach them informally. If you try to sit them down and have a formal conversation, they might get a little intimidated by that, and they might not like it. Does that ring a bell, Tara?
Yes.
So you want to be relaxed and sociable when you're having a conversation with an I. Nothing too formal. Keep the conversation light. Provide written details of things that you need from them. Use humor. And always use public recognition for their accomplishments. They really appreciate that. So even your hostesses, that's where you would definitely want to make sure that you are recognizing, thank you for your part, having your party, give them a gift, but make sure that you say it in front of everybody. They're really going to appreciate that. So when you're communicating with I, be prepared for them to attempt to persuade or influence others. They're very good at that. They want to be in the limelight. They might overestimate themselves or others. And they might oversell ideas because they're so enthusiastic. And they don't want to be perceived as rejected. So make sure that if, they might be sensitive to that. Relating to an S. So S's just want to be relaxed, everyone to be agreeable, cooperative, and appreciative. So they're like very even, and they just want everything to be okay. Lots of security. So try to be logical and systematic. Let them know how things will be done because, again, they don't like change. So it's really important that we let them know what's happening. Make sure that we use sincere appreciation. Show how important they are to our team, to the party, anything like that. And let them adapt slowly to change. So they're going to be very friendly, resistant to change. They might have difficulty identifying priorities and difficulty with deadlines. C. So they want to minimize socializing and make sure they have great detail with everything. These are the people that want a checklist. They want to know exactly step by step how to do everything. And they're really, it's really important that everything's accurate for them too. So try to give clear explanations and details and deadlines. Show that you're dependable. Demonstrate loyalty. Oh, I hear someone talking. Be tactful and emotionally reserved. And allow precedent to be the guide because they're going to want to know what the rules are. So if it worked one way before, they're going to think that it now works that way again. So that's how they're going to go with that. Be precise and focused. And show that you value their high standards. So be prepared for someone who's going to be very have a lot of discomfort with ambiguity. They're going to be resistant to vague and general information. So again, that gray area, they hate it. They're going to want to double check everything. And they're not going to need all of that connection with other people because they're very much detail oriented and again, task oriented, much like the D's. So this is for like the leaders of the group. So if you guys have a team, this is how you can help your team if you know what profile they are. So your D's are going to want power and authority. So if you have team meetings, these are the people that are going to want to help out. They're going to want to have, they're going to want to partake in things. They want challenges, results, direct answers. Don't beat around the bush. They're going to want to experience new things. So as a coach or a mentor, you can help them identify with other people because that's not something they're going to be great with. Focusing on intrinsic rewards. Pacing themselves and relaxing. Not being go, go, go all the time. Helping them empathize with others, see things from other people's point of view. That's not something a D is very good at. I's. So I's are going to want popularity and social recognition. They're going to want rewards. They want lively conversation. They want casual and warm relationships and connection to others. So as their coach, you can help them control their time. So maybe help them focus on different things they can be doing. Emphasize profits, because they're going to be so fun with doing what they want. They might not necessarily think about what the business aspect is. Help them be more organized and prioritize tasks. And help them analyze data. So if you have an S is going to want to maintain the status quo. They're going to want everything to stay the same. They want to make sure everything is secure and nothing's changing. They want happy, calm relationships, sincerity, time to adjust, and genuine appreciation. And they also want to know what it is that is expected of them. So as a mentor or a coach, you can help them be more open to change, help guide them through that process. Be more self-affirming, believe their accomplishments are worthwhile, how to use shortcuts. So if you have a C, they're going to want clearly defined expectations. So just like we talked about before, they're very detail-oriented. Use references for verification. So these people are going to love Lemongrass University, be their favorite place. Opportunities to demonstrate expertise. Focus attention on personal objectives. And selective involvement. So they're only going to want to get involved with things that they like, that are detail-oriented, and that things that they feel really good about. As a mentor or a coach, you can help them assess limits realistically, tolerate conflict, ask for help. Because these people also are because they can often be perfectionists, they don't often ask for help. Tolerate ambiguity, it's that gray area again. And accept that you cannot be perfect. We do have limitations. Okay, so I know that people had asked about the classical patterns. So with the time that we have allotted today, that's not something that we can truly get into because there are so many. And each different profile with the different combinations of your disc gives you a different profile. So I do have the people who had posted, I do have, if you did all 4, I do have your pattern. But anyone else who wants it, you can post your scores and I'll look them up. And then I'll actually scan in the pages that gives the descriptions of them and send them to Tara so she can send them out with this slideshow, if that will be helpful.
Yeah,
So,
I think I might have those same pages that have all the different, how many are there? 12? 1, 2, 2, yeah.
I have 15.
6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Oh, yeah, I have 15. Yeah, I have, I did the actual disc as part of my training with Becky, and the whole back section is those pages on those different patterns. So, yeah, I can and send them out with the slides.
Okay. Yeah, because those, I think the disc you probably did was a lot more detailed than the quick quiz that we took.
Yeah.
So it was a little difficult for me to try to change the scale to make them work, but I think it did. Do you think we have time for me to tell the people who posted what they have, or do you want to move on for now and just go to questions?
Let's go to questions, and then if people want to know, they can always, you're on Facebook, so they can always message you if if they want, and then you can just tell them which one they are, and I'm going to send out that, I'm going to scan that into them, so they'll have that.
Okay. And I can also scan, unless you have that as well, the more detailed of like the discs themselves, like all the different traits that go with them?
Scan it and send me what you have. I might have it. I'm not sure if it's the same thing or not, but
Okay.
yeah.
There's just so much to it. It's hard to get to in such a short period of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so thank you, everybody. Hopefully that wasn't too much rambling on my part. Is there any burning questions that you guys have or anything I wasn't as clear on that I could help out with?
Let's see. Is there anybody in the chat asking questions? Chat. Let's see. No questions. Everybody's so quiet. It's a lot of information. But Elena, thank you so much for doing that training because like when I first did this and Becky had me do this, I was like, okay, I don't understand why I need to, how this is going to help me. But it really, Elena did a great job of breaking each of the areas down, each of the personality types down. It's really good to have those because you're going to learn how to deal with the different personalities when it comes to, like she said, your hostesses, your customers, your team members. If you have a customer that's a D and is very direct, you're gonna want to call them to do a follow-up, but you're gonna want to tell them immediately what the specials are and what you're trying to get at. Don't just have that small talk like Elena said. So it's a lot of information to take in, and even what she gave you tonight was just an overview, but she gave you the really the really important information. So work with what she gave you for now, and then we'll scan and send that information to you on how to interpret it and what you got. And when we send this to you, it'll be a lot. It's really cool. It really the disc is awesome because it's like those crime shows where they're profiling, they're profiling the killer. Not that you're a killer, but when you take the disc and then you get the results and you read through it, it pins you down. It's like, oh my gosh, that is me. I didn't even think that was me or that I was coming across that way, but that's me. Like Elena said, she was talking about the eyes. I'm a strong eye, but so much of that stuff, I never think about how unorganized I am, or how, you guys look at me sometimes like I'm crazy because I'm so full of enthusiasm and cheering you guys on, and team meetings, I can sometimes get a little bit overly excited, but so the C's are looking at me like I'm crazy, but it really does an awesome job of telling you more about yourself, what you can work on, and it's just great. So I will scan those sheets in and I'll email them out to you along with Elena's slides that she did. And then I have this up on the screen because if you want if you want to take the more lengthy disc, I forget how many questions, but it gives you a whole huge report on what you are, what it means, and then it gives you that classical that Elena was talking about as well, the classical profile.
Yeah, mine's 28 questions, Tara.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you want to take the disc, Becky has it on her website. It's $38. I posted it's $38 to take it. I'm going to show you. 1 second. Stop the share. Okay. I should come up on the screen if I start talking. I should. Can you see me on the big screen or no? Can people see me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So this is the disc that I took. if you can see it. And then what it does is it shows you like an overview. Let me show you. Okay, so like this is these are my responses. I'm a strong I. And then it shows you like a whole report. It breaks it down. Let me find the page. Like right here, like your highest disc dimension is influence and what that means. Can't really see it very well, but yeah, it just goes into a lot of detail, and it tells you, you know, as Elena was mentioning, like if you're a high D, what you can work on. If you're a high I, what you can work on. And it's really cool. So if you want to do the further in-depth assessment, you can do that. But if you're good with what you got, what I would do is you already took the assessment that Elena gave to us. And then I'm going to, like I said, when I scan these to you and email them to you, check it out and see how accurate you think it is. Because I think Elena and I both got pretty much the same as what we got with the regular disc too, with the one she gave us. So that works great too. But think about these. Take some time. You can re-listen to the recording if you want to, but take some time to go over this information that she gave us again, so that when you are working with your teammates, you know, you can kind of create better relationships when you know what their personality style is and what they want. So
yeah, a fun activity is too, if you have a meeting, is take like one of those "my name is" stickers or something and put your profile on it so you all know what each other are, and then you can interact with each other that way.
ooh, that's awesome. We might try that for the November meeting. That's really fun. Yeah. Remind me, where are those note takers? Where are those C's? Remind me to do that. I do have name tags. That'd be awesome. That's a great idea. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that's a really good activity, because then it'll be easier for us to figure out like who people, you're not going to tell your hostess like, hey, can you take this disc for me? Can you take it before we have this conversation? But there's characteristics that each of the personality traits have, or types have. Like I's like to talk with their hands. That's why I'm always talking in the hands. And are very animated. So things like that, you know, can help you pinpoint what a person is personality-wise. Awesome. Thank you so much, Elena. I just have a couple more things that I wanted to share with you. Just a few reminders. The first is, I don't know if everybody saw it, but I posted in the Golden Path to Green today. The next Take a Look call is going to be Monday, October 5th at 8:30 Eastern time. So make sure, I know you guys all have a lot of recruits that are kind of sitting on the edge of their seat to sign up. Make sure you let them know that we're doing that call. And I'm going to be reaching out to some of you, maybe some Ds, to help me with that call and sharing stories and things like that. So if you are interested in sharing your story on the Take a Look call, let me know. And let's see, or helping with it in any way, let me know. Next team meeting is November 1st, in case you missed that. We're doing it at the clubhouse of Saratoga Crossings in Farmington again. That's the in-person team meeting. And then, of course, we'll do the webinar, too, for those people that are out of state. And then, okay, the Planner Challenge, the deluxe notebook. How do you win it? Here's what you've all been waiting for. So I'm taking into account what I want you to use, what Becky trained us on in regards to follow-up on Tuesday. And you are going to work on follow-ups for the first 15 days of the month, aside from everything else, but really focus on follow-ups the first 15 days of October, because the person with the highest sales from doing follow-ups only, highest sales from follow-ups, not from parties or one-on-ones, but follow-ups. from now until October 15th will win the planner challenge. So you guys need to track that on your own, and then submit that to me on October 15th. So you're going to track how much sales you get from doing follow-ups, whether it's phone calls, which she said voice-to-voice is the best, but they can be phone calls, private messages, emails, whatever it may be. Tally that up, and on the 15th, send me your follow-up sales, and then the person with the highest will win. And I'll show you mine. This is mine. That's it. See how big it is? It's crazy big. It's awesome. I love it. Got a lot of notebook paper in the back, and here are the big calendars in the front. Okay, so that's your challenge. I'm going to email you the information from tonight, and for those of you that are not eyes, remind me to do that if I don't. I'm going to put it right here by my computer so that I remember to scan it and email it to you tomorrow. If you don't get it by the end of the day tomorrow, let me know. But other than that, thank you so much, Elena, for helping us tonight. That was an awesome training, so good, and so awesome for such a little amount of time that you had. So thank you for putting that all together. And then thank you to all my directors for sharing your shout outs. And what an amazing month. I can't even believe it. 88,000. Insane. Insane. So October is going to be even better. I've already seen all of you posting your dates in Hearts of Gold for October. I'm going to be posting some shout outs on there now too for those of you that already gave shout outs to. But I like to plaster it everywhere. So, because I'm an eye. Yes, I'm an eye, and I like to show that everywhere. So I'm going to do that, and it is 10 o'clock on the nose. We have impeccable timing. We just have great timing. Great job, Elena, on the timing piece. So with that, let me see actually real quick if Michelle gave me her number, I think. Shoot, she did. Michelle, can you hear me? Michelle, can you talk back? Let's see. Nope, I don't know if she's on. Michelle? Michelle. Okay, so Michelle have to do her shout outs online. I don't know where she is. I don't know. Michelle? Michelle?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Alrighty, well, first off, my shout-outs is going to go to a big hooray to Marianne and her Spa Sisters team. I'm just amazed every day as to see their sales increase more and more. They did over $9,000 themselves, which is absolutely amazing. We added a total of 4 new team members this month, and 3 of them actually hit their jump starts this month. One was Deb Higgins, Tracy Monica, and Amanda Johnston all hit their jump starts this month. I even have a few team members that have basically joined to get a discount who have slowly started to have parties and share it, so that's exciting. Kristen Stewart was one of them that actually started sharing the products with her friends and family. So I'm just amazed. Our team is growing more and more each month. We did a total of 12,000 overall volume, so I'm really excited for everybody.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, we blew records this month, and so many of you surpassed your goals. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what we do in October. And make sure, if you haven't yet, that you set those goals for yourself and for your team. And that's all, ladies. We will see you next month. month. I'll see everybody in person on the 1st, and then we'll have the team call on November 5th for those of you that are out of state. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.